Most traders will ask themselves, am I going to break $1,000 in profit this year? But I'm asking the question, am I going to break $1 million in profit this year? Look at my Phantom wallet. The way I've achieved this kind of outcome is through a simple method that I'm going to show you in this video. This video is for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Your capital is still at risk. I'm just here to explain how the process works. For those of you that have stuck around, we are nearly there. I'm nearly going to show you the method that I have used to make all of this cash. But there's just something that I want to show you all, just again to prove my point and how developing is the way to go instead of trading. So we can take a look at any chart. We can look at some candles and we can make an analysis here. So here is a typical story of a coin. So you get this initial rise and then there's this peak right here before it all comes crashing down. Now, if you're not staring at the screen the whole time, it's really difficult to make any kind of decent profit. I mean, we can take a look at some of the records of the traders here and you can see a lot of it is in the red. I mean, this guy is having a really bad time. And you know, occasionally you might get someone who strikes it big like this guy here. So occasionally you might strike it very lucky, or he could know the dev. And that's a good way of making money as well, because you know when the rug pulls are going to happen. So speaking of rug pulls, we're going to take a look at another coin and I'm just going to again show you the classic story. I mean, look at this. So you can see here, this coin is behaving relatively normally. And then we've just got this massive drop off where all that liquidity is leaving the coin. Now that is where the dev is making some serious freaking money. So what we need to do is not be on the business end of the rug pull and be on the receiving end of all that cash. And that is where createcoin.fun comes in. Now, you don't need to know how to code to use this site. No coding is required. That used to be an obstacle back in the day. You used to have to know how to code to get your coin on the market, but no more. All you have to do is push a few buttons and you can launch your own coin. It's as easy as that. And I will show you how this works later on. But first, there's something else I want to use Axiom to show you. Now, this is looking at the pump market and loads of coins end up on the pump market. In my opinion, too many. As you can see, the market caps are not that high, and that is because pump is full of shit coins that are just constantly being pumped in to drown everything else out. If I change my settings here, I can come off of pump and I can use the dynamic setting here to look at the Matora market. Now, Matora is a different ball game altogether. Look at these market caps. That is nearly in the billion. There, another coin here, 4.9 billion here. The market caps are really big because the coins have got room to breathe, and that is the market we are going to be taking advantage of. Now, back to createcoin.fun. Let's get started on this process. First things first, you've got to connect your wallet. So I'm just going to disconnect mine and then reconnect it just to show you how it works. Click the connect wallet button. It will detect your Phantom wallet. You simply click on the icon there and we are connected. Easy as that. Okay, so in my wallet at the moment, just to show as an example, I've got just over $100 here, 123. You need around about $100 to really get this going. Now, this is the point where you could create your own custom coin. You could give it a name, you could give it a symbol, find an image, come up with a narrative, do all the marketing and all the various things you need to do to get your coin off the ground. That's all well and good, but that's not what I'm going to do today because it takes too long. We are going to hit the copy trending button instead. Now, this is a tool that createcoin.fun has exclusively where you can find the coins that are hot right now on pump and you can migrate them over to Matora and take all that market hype with you, so we don't have to do any of the hard work. And here you can see I've got it set up so I can see the highest market cap potentials here, and you can see there's some really high numbers, and you know, I could pick any one of these really. It doesn't fully matter, but why not pick one with a massive market cap? Let's go with this 1.24 million here. We are going to hit the copy coin button. Okay, very simple. We hit copy coin. Now what will happen is your Phantom wallet will come up with this initial request blocked, so you need to proceed through that, and then you need to hit confirm, then you need to check this box and then hit confirm again. This is a normal part of the process, happens every single time that I do this, and then our coin is now copied. So what we now need to do is put a bit of money down. We need to create our liquidity pool, and the way we do that is we simply click create liquidity pool. So I would normally put around about 0.2 sol into any coin. You can put a little bit more if you like, but usually I stick with the 0.2 sol. That's the number that has always worked for me. We simply click create pool, we confirm the transaction, and then our coin will be live and on the market. So once this loads, we're going to see a bit of initial information about our coin in the market. So just bear with me a moment as my net is running a bit slow. Please bear with. Okay, here we are. So, as you can see, we have a few bits of information here. So, the coin is currently valued at around about $15 with the 0.2 sol that we've put in already. Before we have a look on Dex Screener, we are going to hit this lightning bolt and we are going to boost our token on Dex Screener's trending list. This cost us 0.25 sol, but we are going to make that back and then some. So, what this does is it pumps us right to the top of the trending list. So, if anyone's got bots set to trending coins, they are likely to buy our coin. We need to confirm this transaction because this is a part of the process that needs to happen. It's our secret weapon. So what we're going to do now is we're going to remember that value, because when we look on Dex Screener now, we will see it shoot through the roof later on. So there we go. As you can see, the coin has not been live very long already. We are at 58 traders. So this is a really good example of how that boost is operating and attracting all of those trend chasers and all of those bots. And that's what we need. We need action around our coin to get it going. Now, in terms of how high it goes, not the most important thing in the world, because all you need is more liquidity than what you put in, which wasn't all that much. And as you can see, our liquidity just bumped up to nearly 2k there, and probably will do in a short moment, bump over 2k. Our market cap, we're already looking at 3.1k, and again, we've only been running for about a minute. So guys, this is how easy it can be. The coins can move very quickly, so you don't have to keep these on for very long, as I'm demonstrating here. I mean, let's see, liquidity, nearly at 2.4k already. That is nearly all clean profit coming through there, and you know, nearly 1,000 transactions. So I'm not going to run this for much longer before I move on to the next step. So what I'm going to do is, in a moment, I'm going to cut back to createcoin.fun, and we are going to have a look at our estimated value. Now remember, we're at $15.44. Let's have a quick refresh, and we are now looking at, goodness, this internet, bear with. There we go. Right, so $965.22. So we've gone from 15 to $965, nearly $1,000. Now we've got to pull that liquidity. So let's hit 100%, remove the liquidity, and that money is all going straight into our pockets. Now, guys, every time I make one of these videos, of course, I make money, and that's why I'm showing you. But what I'm going to do is, if you leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, I will put you into a prize pool where you could win half of what I make today. Okay, so remember, like, comment, and subscribe, and you could win half of what I make today. So let's have a look at what that number is going to be. Remember, we started at 123. We're at $995. We nearly broke $1,000 in just a few minutes. Try this method out yourselves.